Okay guys, I'm here today with Nicolas Meregali, huge honor for me. Guys, Nicolas is gonna show us here what wrong you're doing on your leg drag. So he's gonna show us how to fix your leg drag. So Nicolas, super excited to learn.
Right. Guys, a lot of things to show. So first one, maybe we can, we don't need to spend too much time like looking to entries to leg drag. So the simple one would be, can you hold my ankle? Yeah, perfect. Good. Some de la riva hook and foot on the hip. Normally everybody plays guard like this or holds sleeve, collars, whatever. But we're not focusing on that situation, just a leg drag. So how can we avoid de la riva? First thing first, my foot. Always when my foot is close to my opponent, his hip is more prepared and in anatomic position to hook his de la riva. When I move my foot to outside, I start to wide open his knee, pointing to out there, and then he lose pressure on his de la riva. Second thing we're gonna do here, C grip on the shin. I'm gonna pull his de la riva hook down, and then my toes I should point to outside. When I point my hook to outside, can you try to set up the de la riva again? It's impossible. Just if he moves his hip to the right place again and then set up the de la riva. So just by turning our toes outside and doing those first steps about how to kill the de la riva, we gain seconds to work on the leg drag. So we avoid the de la riva. We're gonna grab. So first hand on the shin, C grip. Two, so C grip. I'm gonna control the outside pants. I will bring, this is pretty simple, so we have a lot of different ways to enter the leg drag. So I'm gonna push his knee towards his chest, creating action and reaction, and dragging the leg towards my hip. After I drag his leg towards my hip and I feel that his leg is connecting on this area, I'm gonna slide my hand and grab. Instead the leg touches my hip, I'm gonna slide and grab this area of the jacket. The perfect area is about the rib area. If I grab the collar, so this is a very simple explanation. If you grab the collar moves. To make your leg drag tight by holding the collar, you should be strong. You cannot be a weak guy and believe that your leg drag will be tight just by holding the collar. You should like have some back good pulling here, and it disturbs your posture as well, so it's wrong. So if you grab this area of the jacket, it doesn't move.
Action.
Everybody? Yeah, so we stopped the video because someone make a call noise, we're gonna keep. So we have this hand on the jacket. So perfect spot to grab the jacket. Where it doesn't move. Collar, always you should like spend your energy to get pressure. If you grab it here, your hand is already stuck. So it's pretty easy for me have one point of connection with my opponent without spending my energy, and also make my body heavier on the top of my opponent. So we have the hand pretty easy. As my hand is on the rib, it's pretty easy. I connect my elbow inside his hip. So second thing, after I get my elbow inside his hip, I start to wear, even if my opponent is smaller than you, he's really smaller than me, but I can dress his top of the knee with my armpit like this, just because I have my hand on the rib area. If I grab the collar, would be impossible. Just my elbow would make the service, and it's pretty easy to my opponent, bring the knee and then reset the guard. So if I'm grabbing this area of the jacket, my armpit is safe in my position. So what do we do now? We have the hand on the right spot. My another hand, I'm gonna grab the pants on the hip line, and then my foot. What we should do with our feet? So one foot is wide open since the beginning, so we avoid the de la riva, and now the foot is on the right place. But the most important thing after you get the leg drag is about you lean your body forward, touching your forehead on the chest, and bringing your outside foot a little bit backward. So when I lean my body forward, if you see, my butt is coming up, right? So as my butt is coming up, maybe I will be too high that my opponent can find off balance because my feet is on the mat. So my whole feet is touching the mat. So it's wrong if you want to get a pressure. To get a pressure and to be active on the top, you should work with your toes. So I'm gonna switch my body weight from my feet to my toes, doing a little step back with my outside leg. If you look at here, my posture is completely tight on the top. So my back is flat, my butt, my head, my chest, and my knees are working straight towards my opponent. As I have my foot a little on diagonal to my opponent, I'm killing his guard. If I stay straight with my opponent flat on the mat, even if I hold the leg drag, it's gonna be tough for me to get a pressure over him because he has two sides to work. When I do my leg drag on diagonal, since the beginning we are doing, because I wide open my foot from the De La Riva, it's easier for me to get a pressure over him, because the idea here is not about pull my opponent towards me, it's about drop my body weight over him. So always when we are dropping our body weight, we are putting pressure naturally. And if you are saving your energy and putting pressure naturally, like without first spending your energy, you can be more successful than your opponent, because he's getting tired in that time and I'm saving my energy. So in during the fight, I'm gonna hold more my pace, and my opponent will like start to be scared because I'm not getting tired. So this is the perfect posture. Look at my toes. My feet are on the ground. My pressure is on my ankles and on my butt. Just by doing this little detail about change my feet, leave my ankle from the floor and split my body weight over my toes, I get a pressure over my opponent. So I'm heavy here. If he turns to outside, right there, can you turn to right there, turn to position? So he gonna be stuck, but in some point he gonna get to turn, and I'm already on the back take. Can you come back? Yeah. I'm already on the back take. If he stays trying to like reset his guard to the side control, I'm already on his side. So
yeah, he cannot go anywhere, right? If he goes to one side, you take the back. If he goes inside, he's blocking.
Yeah, perfect. So whatever he does, I have option. I have the best option, because my position is too tight and I'm so heavy on his hip that even if he turns to turtle guard, I can leave the pressure, release the pressure a little, like giving the right amount of space for him turning. I would take the back, and if he tries to bring his knees towards me to reset the guard from the side control, is gonna be impossible, because I'm holding his hip too tight, that if he tries to do that, he will pull me to the side control.
Got it.
So everything's about how we use our toes to get pressure. Passing guard always about this. So if you are on your feet, your pressure are on your knees.
Yep.
So you cannot like put pressure over your opponent, but always when you are passing guard, just by leaning the head forward a little like this and work on the toes, we are more active in the front of our opponent. We are getting pressure like naturally. I'm not like trying to get a pressure, I'm just putting pressure on him, because he's carrying my body weight. Feet on the floor, it's like it works too, but not too effective. Toes on the mat.
Right, that's awesome. That's awesome. Oh, Nico, so can you just come back to that position again when you have the leg drag set up?
Right.
So
this is the idea, leg drag.
Yeah. So for example, in 10 seconds here, what's the mistake that everybody does, and how do you fix that in a very short
If I could give just one, so you just can learn one tip from the leg drag.
Yeah.
Collar doesn't work.
Okay.
it doesn't work. Like, you're strong, so you can like have successful positions from here. Yes, you can, but to make the position perfect and tighter, that area of the jacket.
Okay, man,
So
that's incredible.
even if I'm here with my knee on the floor,
yeah,
I'm not in the right posture. But look at how tight
man,
is
there's
that.
no space at all.
So if he tries bringing his knee towards his chest,
There's no way. Yeah, man,
on the
that's
second
incredible.
throw, if he tries like turns to outside, look at where I am. I'm on his back. My hip is on his hip.
Yep.
I'm too heavy on his back that he cannot turn
Yep.
fast and escape from my leg drag. So this is the main thing. The only way to cover the knee, to get a pressure on the knee, is by grabbing this area of the jacket.
Man, that's amazing.
It doesn't move. And
No.
also, diagonal is pretty important. Finding this angle. So, toes.
No, it's
on the
incredible how like a very small detail can change the whole history.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I believe I just learned some technical jiu-jitsu because I always was weaker than my opponents.
Yep.
So I always fought in the high gas divisions, like super heavy, ultra heavy. So, and I'm not the guy who like takes a lot of steroids. I never took steroids in my career, so I always was weak than the other guys. So I needed to learn some technical jiu-jitsu. And I know that nowadays I'm like heavy, I'm strong, so I can apply right mechanics, right ideas, and make
Yeah.
the fight easier for me.
No, and
you know?
the-
And also teach everybody, you know.
Yeah, and that's true. Like you are always the skinny guy on the.
I'm still being
Monster
skinny, you
dude.
know.
Oh, that's awesome. So, guys, Nicholas just shot an entire instructional all about leg drag. You can see how much he knows about leg drag. If you watch him competing, he's always putting people on leg drags and either getting their back or passing the guard. So make sure to check that out. It's going to be at bjjfanatics.com, and maybe by the time you're watching, it's already there. So thank you. Thank you, Nicholas.
That's
Please help me out to grow my YouTube channel. Just click subscribe. And to watch more videos, just click under see more videos. I hope you enjoyed.
BJJFanatics.com. Use the promo code YouTubeFaria to get 10% off any instructional video. Improve your jiu-jitsu faster.